Guys, welcome back to another episode of Flying HTV. It's going to be round 2 of this video, as we tried this before and it did not work out well because we used the rattle can undercoating, and I actually messed up on prep. By using Purple Power. I believe it made a film that the paint wouldn't adhere to. So I'm going to do this the full right way, and we are going to use the spray, the spray gun and stuff, and I'm using the just Track Supply brand paint. Yeah, I'm doing a gloss because it should come out as overall better paint job, just because stuff will slide off a gloss. But I got my primer, and then of course the gloss black, our reducer, and our hardener over there. I actually already have the primer mixed up. Yesterday I took this and I sprayed it down with paint thinner, the whole thing, to strip all the oils. Camera in focus. Strip all the oils off. Now I'm about to run through with the air compressor, air hose blower. Sorry, I can't find my words there. And then I just threw some rags over the back wheel lights and these front ones. This front one's fine. There's not going to be any overspray right here, but this one over here has nowhere to go. So, as well as taping up the shocks, I'll get some better lighting in here for some good shots. But as well as taping up the shocks, I taped up this wheel ring, and that one has the rags over it back there. Taped up the lug nuts. I didn't tape up these because I will not be getting paint anywhere on this, as new rotors are probably going to happen somewhere in the future. But all that stuff is Magic brand. I went to Track Supply and bought it all together. It was $80, and it should come out great. Pretty much anything better than what it looks like right now. I took a small shortcut, and I did not grind it all the way back down like I had it before, but I took a very high pressure, you can't even see in there, took a very high pressure washer, power washer, and sprayed it all down. Got every loose flake off, so it should stick just fine. So I'm going to get to spraying it off, or dusting it off, you could say, and then I'm going to lay my primer after messing around with the paint gun for a minute. As you can see, we have the primer taken care of. It says use this paint and primer between 50 and 90 degrees. I sprayed it this morning. It was probably about 76. It's warmed up. It's about 82 now. So staying well within that temperature range. And I want to take a second to show y'all the actual products I'm using, as I kind of showed them but didn't show them very well in the start. Using Tractor Supply brand, just Magic tractor, truck, and implement. Exterior oil-based enamel. This is the gloss black, obviously the top coat. Whereas we have our rust preventative sandable primer, and it's obviously gray, as you can tell. Just the one they had. Oil-based tractor, truck, implement. This is all Tractor Supply brand, and staying true to Magic. Their reducer and hardener. They actually make this very easy if you want to pick this up in a gallon if you have a big tractor project or whatever, because this reducer is in a pint, the hardener is in a half pint, and it's a pint and a half pint to a gallon, so you can just dump stuff in there and mix it up. So far the stuff has came out pretty well. I actually have a little bit left over. I still got to do the hitch, and then that's it, I believe. So far it's been coming out very well. As you can see, it looks great. If my top coat turns out anything like this, I think I'll be in good shape. I've tossed around the idea of throwing clear over it. I may or may not. I thought of doing clear for the sake of the wheel wells, but I probably won't. I'll probably mess around and not get one. But this paint has been turning out great. This was actually recommended. Try to knock the wheel light off the truck. This was actually recommended from a guy local to our Napa. I went up there. I was going to get him mixing me some paint, but they could only do it in a gallon. So he said this would suit me just fine, and he told me to go to Tractor Supply and pick up some of the stuff. So that's what I did. I'm using the gloss because it'll help less things stick to it. So these are the products I'm using. Of course, I just have thinner for the spray gun, and for an eBay spray gun, this thing works pretty well. It's got a lot of paint over gauge, but I'm running about 30 psi, just in case any of y'all are wondering. And I mean, that's really all there is to it, except doing it. I did spray this earlier this morning, like I stated previously. It's been sitting for a while. I'm going to go ahead and give it all day, and a little bit into tomorrow when I get up the next morning before I mix up the other paint, as I don't want it to harden on myself. So keep that hardened. I'm just going to wait and mix it up tomorrow, spray tomorrow. Then I know everything is completely dry. So with that, I reckon I'll see y'all tomorrow. Yet another day is gone due to the frame coating project, and it is now done. My top coat has been sprayed. Now it's just the patience and the waiting game. But I can say it's turned out freaking phenomenal. I couldn't be more happy. I was a little bit iffy on the gloss, but altogether it should look good. Now it will look different, and I will have some shots of it with the wheels on. But just to give y'all a quick little insight to what it looks like with the wheels off. I mean, thing's nice and glossy. Of course, I had to peel that tape off. It says let this stuff dry 5 to 10 hours at 77 degrees. That is their drying time. I'm going to let it dry till probably 10, 11 in the morning. And I sprayed this started spraying this at probably 1 o'clock. Got finished spraying it at 2 today. So that should allow it plenty of time to sit. But I always decide the same. Didn't try and do anything with the rotors because I will possibly be getting new ones. These are scarred up. Probably new rotors and new pads. So didn't want to try and worry about taping all this up as new ones are in the future, and of course they won't be rusty. Same thing, got to peel the tape off. Hope y'all enjoyed them quick time lapses. It was a little hard to get lighting, but trying to do things better as far as the editing side goes. So yeah, that's great. It's got a bit of a texture to it, which is fine. That's what you want in something like this, as it needs to be rigid. Painted the rear spacers because they are hella thick, and kind of conceal that a little bit, but did not worry about the front. Same thing with the rotors. Didn't want to fool with taping them off. Some might call me lazy, but 1-inch spacers in the front, you know, they're not that noticeable. So with that, I guess I'll cut into the quote-unquote cinematic-like shots of this thing with the wheels on it. And hope y'all enjoyed this episode of Flying H TV, and I hope to see y'all in the next one.